Good evening, friends. As Angela said, I'm Rosie Carnall, one of the co-clerks of the Book of Discipline Revision Committee, and other friends standing here this evening have shown me the way to say there are many other members of this committee in the room this evening and online, and it would be lovely if you would like to stand or raise your hand or raise your electronic hand so friends can see who you are. Thank you, friends. At Britain Yearly Meeting in May 2018, the minute that recorded the decision to begin a full revision of Quaker Faith and Practice requested that the committee should be prayerful, joyful, creative, and bold. We refer often to those words in our work on your behalf and seek to follow that request. On the 4th of May 2018, around the same time as BYM, there was also an article in The Guardian which said, "The Quakers are reportedly thinking of dropping God from their guidance to meetings." However, articles in The Guardian don't hold any authority over our work, unlike a minute from yearly meeting. And so far, our discernment hasn't led us to drop God, but we have spent a fair bit of time thinking about what language to use to reflect and describe our current Quaker faith and practice as lived in our community of Quakers in Britain. That's what the revision process does. Every generation or so, we reopen the possibilities for how we talk about our spiritual experience, about what it means to us to have faith today. If we look back to the past, we can find Quakers using all kinds of terms to find the way to describe their spiritual experience. There are many names for this divine principle. By some, it is called the light of Christ or the light within. Others call it the revelation or appearance of Christ, the witness of God, the seed of God, or the seed of the kingdom. Still others identify it as wisdom, the word in the heart, the grace available to all, the Spirit sent for each person's benefit, the truth within, or the leaven that transforms the lump of humanity. But reader, do not be misled or confused by the diversity of terms. Please remember that when you see any of these terms, it always refers to the one unchanging divine principle. And although inspired writers have called it by many names in relating its various manifestations and actions, it is one. That's William Penn in 1696. That's a glorious list, right? One voice, so many different terms. Are you drawn to any in particular? Personally, I like the leaven that transforms the lump of humanity, and I love the variety of the words chosen. But at the heart of my own spiritual experience, silence and stillness are vital. I was facilitating a writing retreat at Woodbrook last year, and writing tends to involve thinking about words a lot. We were engaged with devotional and creative writing, exploring how writing can offer ways to express the word in our hearts. It was good. We were sharing deeply. And then at the end of Saturday evening, our elder provided a simple, entirely non-verbal activity for epilogue, placing the bright autumn leaves that she'd gathered to form a pattern between us. In that shared silence, I experienced an acute sense of the divine, of belonging to a oneness beyond anything that words could bring. And yet I'm left only with these stumbling, clumsy words to describe it. As we sit here together in silence, what are the words in your head? How do you hear the promptings of love and truth in your heart? How would you describe them? If we were all here in the actual room together, I would ask you to turn to the person next to you and talk for a minute or two about what words you choose when you're trying to express your sense of the grace available to all. If we could do that, we would hear many voices speaking, using all kinds of different words. Many voices, one community. As your revision committee, we are finding our way forward. We have started from scratch. We're approaching the revision of our Book of Discipline topic by topic. We have circulated 2 draft topics. We've asked you, or asking you, to read those topics and reflect and respond in ways that will help us in our continuing work. One of the things we need to work out is what God language to use. How do we name that divine principle? For now, we have chosen to use a short list of different terms to describe that experience beyond words that is greater than ourselves and inspires and provokes us to be the best we can be and take action to make the world a better place, or whatever you call it. For now, we have decided to use one of these terms per topic so that we use a range of different terms throughout the whole text. We have already received 90 comments from individuals and 38 from meetings and groups. We are very grateful for them all. Some, of course, are contradictory. Where one says less, another says more, and someone else says just right as it is. There are many voices in our community, many different words to choose. How are we going to talk about this? How do we share our own experience in ways that can help another to listen? And how do we keep open to listen to someone else? That is your work to do, friends. It is all of our work to talk to each other about our deep experience and to listen to one another. We are listening to you, and with your help, we have faith that we can find our way to write a book that reflects all the many voices in our one community.